So we begin the 92nd session of the Aimless campaign. As we rejoin the party, having slain the Leviathan and tenuously called a truce with Count Marsters, as we take the head of the giant serpent to Entelbin aboard the Raven, the Black Eagle Company ship that Marsters captain, and has offered to Amy, should she choose to accept it and take up the quest to destroy the demon prince that Marsters asserts is Amy's mother. So when we left off, you guys were setting sail towards Entelbin. Is about a week travel. Is there anything you wanted to do specifically in that week? Or do you guys want to move ahead to where you arrive in the capital? Are there conversations you want to have with anyone on board? Searcher want to cut any throats in the middle of the night? Yeah. You know, standard stuff.
I don't think I had anything.
I don't have anything.
No, I don't think so. Not that I can recall.
The only thing I will say is I'm gonna just take my amulet back for a little while, so just in case I need to use it.
Did you want to try to talk to that boy that your god wanted us to like protect or whatever, or not hurt at the very least?
He's in Alamar,
Asmar.
what is that again?
So like Amy and Meta are carry some sort of fiendish blood or effect on their heritage. He is the opposite. He's got celestial heritage. He's got blonde hair that almost kind of like shines, bright blue eyes, skin that almost glows. He just seems to be the perfect picture of health. There's a near angelic appearance to him. Except he's a 15-year-old boy and he's kind of a shit.
I mean, I guess I don't really have anything that I want to get from him, really. I don't know. Do you have suggestion?
No, I don't know. I just remember you had your goddess or had said something, right? Or the person, your patron.
I mean, the first time we were there. But it makes sense to me knowing that if he's celestial, then I'm also celestial. Like I'm also,
yeah,
my
that makes
patron is of a celestial nature, so I feel like it would make sense to not want to kill him.
Yeah.
He's special.
That makes sense.
Amy, should we refill your ring or your whatever? Oh, Icky, Icky. Look how big he is. Oh, should we recharge your ring or whatever with spells?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I think, let me just look and see. I feel like I didn't. I might not have used anything on him. That last,
You use the haste then?
did I
think you
use,
used the
did I
haste.
use haste?
Maybe you didn't use the heal, but you might have.
Yeah, I did use
Definitely use the haste.
haste, yeah. So yeah, it's got a second level cure wounds on it, and that's it. So yeah, if you could give me some,
I'll charge you up with a haste if that's what you want.
yeah, that's what I like.
Amy
I
buys her
really like
speed
your
from
ring. It
the,
helps to free me up to do some other things sometimes, which is really
Yeah,
cool.
for sure. Um,
Haste on your ring.
thank you. And I still have that rock that won't go underwater.
most important match item in the game.
It's like Octavia's ball bearings.
2.0. So on the way, Marsters does discuss with you. He offered to set up a audience with the king. He said he put you up in, the nicest inn in the city, which he says is Shade of Majesty. And he says it'll probably take somewhere, in the span of a week to set up the audience. You can't just go demanding that the king see you right away. But he can set it up and put you up in the nice inn for that long. You can visit his estate. And though he doesn't really push that because no one seems to be interested. And then he says, is there anything else in the capital that you are interested in doing or seeing?
We need to get the money for the head from the Securities and Protections Guild.
And may I ask just a little information? The king is the king of
The Antlian Empire.
the Antlian Empire.
And this is Antlian, this is like the seat of the empire.
Yes.
Okay.
And so is he the, this is a weird, maybe a bad question, but would he be the king of like where I came from also?
Yes.
Okay, and all of us? So is this a
Not
big deal?
not from where metaphor came from.
Okay,
Amy was raised on the outskirts, so
Okay.
like the frontier land, but still technically the Antlian Empire. Rip is from the capital.
okay,
Feldspar is from another country entirely.
okay. But it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Dory would be downplaying it because he lived in the court for
Oh, yeah.
a good part of his youth. But yeah, no, it's a big deal. He was also like ejected from the court, so
Right.
yeah, so for most of you, it's a big deal.
Yeah,
Probably in several ways, it's the biggest deal for you since you are a minor noble and you've never been in the king's court.
mhm.
That was always you were never,
I was too ugly to
Yeah.
take into such a face.
I was too much of a monster. You know. Also nowhere near this place.
Yeah, my more attractive sister's got to go.
Once or twice.
No, I have a really ugly birthmark over my face.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
She lived most of her life as a forever alone.
Oh.
Um. Yeah, Rip, there is a motorbahn academy where your mother is usually,
Yeah.
the dean of the school. Though right now she's in
We're kind
Kylo.
of in flip-flop spots, yeah.
Um, I will say for Rip, there is some place you might be interested in checking out. It's some place that you never got to go when you were there because it was, one, your mother didn't really approve of it, and two, it was just way more expensive than you could ever afford to get anything you wanted there. But there is a
Shop.
quote unquote magic shop in Entelbin called Entelbin Enchantments. And now that you're actually a big muckety muck with lots of money, it might be worth checking out.
Yeah. Hey guys, do you wanna like go check out this magic shop I always heard about? It's pretty cool.
I wanna go for sure.
I have I have no money. I have negative money. Maybe I'll just look around for like a temple or something to go pray or do what paladins do.
I want to go.
We can check it out.
Yeah, I want to
And
go to the magic shop.
yeah, I mean we don't have to buy anything to look, so
Well, I don't want to be alone. I'll go.
Give me a I guess a history check or intelligence check.
Oh God. Okay. Disadvantage -2. Yeah, that's a 0.
oh no.
You think you might have like docked in Entelbin once, but it all just kind of runs together.
I got a 3 plus.
Oh, you think you might have been there and you might have done some stuff in that city, but can't remember anything now.
Definitely recognize that brownstone building there.
You say that and Rip, you're like, no, it's all like white stucco, and then the new buildings are more sort of like granite stonework, more like Belden like. But the city used to belong to the Hemeshron Caliphate, so it's all like adobe and white stucco, and it's got a very Arabic sort of style to it. The old structures do.
Maybe I haven't been here though.
Well, we should go check it out because I heard people tell me about this place and I never got to go. My mom wouldn't let me go. Other people at the school were going. I never got to go to any of these cool places. So she's not here right now.
If she was, would you let her like preclude you from going?
Well, she's really mean. I don't know. She has a lot of power over me. She makes me feel this big. So maybe I could sneak in, but I couldn't like go and be like, "Hey mom, how's it going? I'm going to Entaban Enchantment today. I'll see you at dinner." Like that wouldn't work. She wouldn't be she would I don't know. I think she'd basically put me down and I don't know. Uh, let's just go to the store. I don't really want to get into it. It's kind of like upsetting.
I'll clap Rip on the back, I'll say, yeah, that's fine. So I
It's
didn't mean to
really
put it
weird.
up, I-
It's really weird being back somewhere when I've like grown into a different person, but like kind of being in some of these places again, it makes me feel just like I used to in ways, and I don't want to be like that.
I wanna like tap you with my elbow and be like, should we have Saoirse give us some oleander juice at the party?
I mean, is she that bad of a person?
Like,
No,
should we kill her?
no, she's not that bad. She's just,
Sounds like she sucks.
People can't keep
well,
dying
look,
at our winery.
I think now, what I think now, based on what I've learned about the world, is that she has a very academic understanding of the world in many ways. I don't know what she did before I was born. Like, I do not know. But, or maybe she is just a bigot. I also don't know. I don't know. I won't know until I see her again, really.
Wow, it sounds like her and I are gonna get along just great. She likes
It
intelligence.
hasn't always been bad in every
Maybe,
way.
maybe you should look for some like nice potion
I
at
mean,
this place, like something like some chillaxing sort of
Wait, I wonder,
like
like, is,
stoner
hold
shit.
on, but is my dad here? Well, my sister and brother are over on their journey to Kyla.
I think the whole family went, and I
Oh,
forget.
family?
I don't
Okay.
remember you having a sister. I just remember your
Or,
brother.
no, sorry, I just meant to say brother.
You have a whole family member I don't
If I
have
said
somewhere.
sister, I meant brother.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Well, while the cat's out, that's the mice play at Interben Enchantments.
Okay. Uh, so after a week at sea, the Raven spots the city on the horizon. Tonsor River flowing out into the Contour Bay forms the harbor of Entelbin, and the as you near the city, the docks stretch out almost as far as the eye can see. And Marsters moves or directs the ship to be docked near the military fort, where several of the large battleships, frigates and galleons, are docked. And as you pull in, you are either surprised or not surprised to find that he has his own dock space slip, yeah, here for the Red Eagle Company. And he says, if you like, I can escort you to the Shade of Majesty and set up your lodgings. Or if you have a desire to go elsewhere in the city, I can go and give them your name and make sure that you're ready to be welcomed when you arrive. What do you want to do?
The
So
shade of
he's
Matt.
paying for our lodgings.
Sorry, what was that, Katie?
He's paying for our lodgings.
Oh, sorry, Saoirse. Yes. He said he'd set you up for the week
At the
while you're
Shade of
waiting
Majesty.
for the, while
Shade
you're
of
waiting
Majesty.
for the, while you're waiting for the audience with the king.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the Shade of Majesty will be just fine, dude.
I think let's go there first because we're probably gross. We've been out at sea. Like, let's go get our shit together.
Okay. Um. He he goes down, finds one of the runners at the end of the dock, and sends him off to get his carriage. And while the boat is being unloaded and the Leviathan head is being pulled onto the dock, this is drawing quite a bit of attention.
Yeah.
After a bunch of hooting and hollering and cheering, because you are on the docks, and this creature has been killing sailors and destroying ships. Someone approaches Count Marsters and says, "You old dog, you actually did it. You killed the beast." And he says, "Actually, it was the Aimless that slayed it. I just happened to be there." And he doesn't like point you guys out or anything. He doesn't assume that you want the attention. But he does not take does not take credit for himself. And after maybe 20-30 minutes, the head has been removed from the ship. It's being moved to store in one of the fish warehouses. I don't know what that would be called. But you're given a slip to say that it's being stored here in your possession. Just since you can't like carry it around in a backpack or something like that. And a large carriage is drawn up by 6 horses. It's got a black eagle embossed on the side. And Count Marsters gestures you all to get inside if you like. It can seat 6 on the inside. He says he'll ride with the driver. You all want to go in carriage?
They're so fancy.
It is. It's really fancy. And considering how gross you guys are all
I know.
are, you're like kind of, we're
Hey,
gonna rip velvet seats.
I would like to, before, like, as we're finishing our trip to get into here, can I please have reconjured Buddy?
Sure.
And I would like to have him kind of sit on top of the carriage while we're traveling inside of it.
Is he what
Okay.
is he?
Raven.
A raven.
Okay, no problem. You guys are drawn through the city in this carriage. And for those of you who haven't been here before, it is a strange amalgamation of the older sort of Arabic style buildings, houses, establishments with this white stucco sort of clay bricks and what have you. And when the Antlian Empire, originally out of Belden, came and conquered Entelbin 500-600 years ago. Over time, their style of more European stonework has interspersed in the city. Sometimes there's a bit of a mix where there's this light colored limestone built in the fashion of like a European castle or keep. But it's a very strange sort of mixture of a city that has been adjusting over the last several centuries. You are brought basically alongside the palace, which is an old sort of Arabic style massive structure. There are spires, and Octavia, Rip, you probably do know that there were minarets on the top of the spires and towers, but those have been taken down as it wasn't really the style that was preferred, and instead there's crenellations at the top of those towers now. It's an unusual mixture of styles. There is a section of the city, Rip, there's a section of the city called New Belden, where they were intending to like move most of the change the city center to New Belden and actually rename Entelbin New Belden, but it just never caught on. So like there's a section of the city that's built in the style of Belden.
It's like a bunch of hipsters live there.
It's there's like, some die-hard nobles who still want it to happen. But there's also just a lot of this intentional building additional to the city that never got properly occupied, as everyone wanted to stay in the city center near the market square, near the docks, near all the stuff that actually had all the action going on. So yeah, it's like a couple of rich nobles and their estates as holdouts, and then low income housing, everything else. So yeah, a lot of artists live there. A lot of low skilled labor live there.
It's like the West Asheville of Pennsylvania. Sorry.
It's something. But yeah, that's kind of a stark contrast because like going into New Belden, like it's got a different city wall. All of the construction in there is very very Belden-esque. And then through the rest of Entelbin, it's mostly got this, Himesheron style that with like little interspersed bits of Belden style, like European style buildings, as some buildings were destroyed or new buildings were built in their place or what have you. But as you pass by on the south side of the palace, you come to the Shade of Majesty, and it is a extremely large and impressive looking inn that was actually probably an estate or manor that belonged to a noble at some time in the past. It has the style of building very consistent to the Himesheron Caliphate Arabic style with the stucco and clay tile, but everything is immaculate. The front of the building has mosaic and some sort of blue and orange tile work. And it's, nothing specific, more of a repeating geometric design. It's reminiscent of like waves or I don't know. Kind of hard to place, but it's very nice. And there's no signage. You either know what it is and you know you belong there or you don't. And Marsters hops off of the carriage, opens the door, says, if you would, let's get you situated. He takes you inside and finds the concierge, who is a man that is addressed by Marsters as Jacoby. And they seem to be familiar with each other. Jacoby addresses Marsters as my lord, how can I be of service to you today? And Marcia says, these six will be staying, all expenses to my account for the next week. I'm preparing them to have a audience with the king. If they need new clothes, any sort of toiletries or what have you, so that they can be presentable for the occasion, you know where to charge it. And Jacoby bows deeply and says, as you will it, Lord. And Marster says, I need to go back to the docks, finish the paperwork, and he looks at Amy and says, you're probably smart to turn me down, never own a boat. And he says, I will send word for when the audience is scheduled. Have Jacoby contact me if you need anything, or you can have the Mistress Gnome just send a message to my brain. Is there anything else you need before I take my leave?
No. Thank you.
No. Yeah, no, I'm good. Thanks there,
I must have a bath.
brother.
You can have your people reach out to mine.
You say brother, and like even he kind of cringes. He bristles at the remark. You almost catch Jacoby kind of like give a side eye. So he's extremely professional and acts as though he's heard nothing.
Sorry, are Amy and Meta both in their natural form?
I think so.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So Count Marsters extricates himself. You are left with Jacoby. He looks over the group of you and he says, I assume then you'll be wanting 6 suites.
Yeah.
Who's just paying for it?
No, we don't say that. We say, yes, of course.
Yeah, man.
Well, Octavia says, yes, of course.
And I'd
Meta
I'd
says,
like
Is that all expense paid, account for the bar too?
I mean, it's a fair question. That's-
And yeah,
that's
Jacoby
apparently-
says, he said all expenses, so.
I'd like to schedule a mani pedi for my for my fingers and dogs.
We're going to need some clothes washed. Jacoby.
We've been traveling for a while. It's been a gross sea battle.
The account said that all toiletry and such expenses should be covered and included a set of clothes for each of you for the audience with the king, should you so desire. So I will schedule a spa treatment sent to each of your rooms. We only have so many of those individuals, so that we'll have to do 2 at a time. We won't be able to do all 6 of you at once. And then we'll send up a tailor to take measurements and any sort of specific clothing desires you may have. But every suite comes with a bath, toilet, bedroom, and sitting room. Do you need anything specific brought up to your rooms for your comfort? He starts with Octavia, who seems like she actually has an idea of what's going on in this scenario.
Some foot cream and a robe, if you don't mind.
Silk or cotton?
Silk, of course.
Very well.
Jacoby, thank you.
And then scanning the rest of the group, looks at Rip next because he's like, I am just gonna save the hooligans for last.
I have some very special clothing that I would like to attend to its cleaning
As you like.
myself. Yes. So if you can just provide me with some supplies, I'd be happy to do some cleaning myself. Is that possible? Or if I can visit your facilities, that's
Well,
fine too. Or
we can
observe
send-
and supervise.
We can send some, yes, if you'd like, we can send a laundry woman up to your suite and she can clean the things on site. I
That will
understand
work.
that some of our guests have very expensive accoutrement and do not want to let them out of their sight for long. So.
That will be just fine. Thank you.
And then I guess he's just gonna do the women first. Saoirse, he looks at you next.
Yes. Can I have like room service? I want a hot meal. And then
Yes, anything you'd like?
just whatever people tend to like the most from your chef. And then should we all get toothbrushes since we apparently don't have them?
We don't? Oh,
I got that one. Like,
you should.
I got one.
Well, that's what Amy's was like a novelty to
Bellstar
us.
just has that wooden stick. That he kinda sticks
Let's
in there.
get
I
let's
mean,
get
I have
toothbrushes
one.
and teeth cleanings before we meet the king.
He says, okay, I will send up a toiletry service for each room.
Okay.
And then just while we're talking about it, Meta, should we get someone to braid your hair a little straighter?
is my hair still braided from the last time? I mean, I
matted.
I like it. You know, I always wanted like those like they're like kind of like Nordic look. I don't know if that doesn't exist in this world, but you know, like yeah, let's get new hair braids. I want to look good. I should get a manicure and pedicure too,
Yeah.
and someone can like polish my horns, maybe, and maybe like just kind of like take some like gold leaf or something and just kind of like spiral it down the horn. That could look nice.
Just very specific.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I have more requests as well. I would like a meal, and Do you have like any like wine bottles of wine or anything that hovers around like a gold piece each?
Yes, we have
We're
some of
not
the
paying for it,
expensive.
so have the
Right.
10 gold
I will
piece
take
wine.
5,000 of those, please. And that'll be it. Oh wait, no, I need this armor cleaned. Yeah, it's got like some fish chum and like the like layers there. You can just have that. I know that's a lot of wine. You can just ship it to our winery if you'd like. Or you can just bring it up to the room. I have a portable hole for it. Thank you.
Do we hear him say this?
You get even though Jacoby has kept a very neutral expression this entire time, the 5,000 gold piece or 5,000 bottles of wine, you could tell he's not amused.
Fine, five.
He says, I'll be happy to send up a bottle, and when you are finished, you can leave it outside your room door and we will send another.
I'll be making a lot of trips.
We have a lot of servants.
All right.
And I imagine at this point, Feldspar has just kind of like wandered off into the courtyard dining area and is hugging the tree. And we will not go over the interaction there. You can all just imagine what that would be like.
He didn't do too well on the sea, did he?
He missed his barky friends. And last but not least, Count Marster's sister, the grimiest and most blood-caked of you all. Jacoby says, do you need any high intensity cleaner? Would you like some wire brushes, perhaps?
Yeah, I mean, I would like something to drink. Wine will do. And yeah, I need a full spa service. Preferably if you have a male and a female who could help me clean my body. Full service.
Wow.
Okay.
Amy's got to get her fixed while she can, I guess.
Insight check of 14. How full service are you talking?
Probably what?
What do I have to roll?
Well, I mean, he did an insight check
Yeah,
and
he's
he got
You need-
14. He's
Okay.
You
trying
need all-
to read into what you're saying to make sure he sends you what you're asking for.
You need all
And-
the nooks and crannies,
and
or
yeah, I'm looking at him right in the eyeballs and say full service.
He says,
nooks and crannies, happy endings.
he says, I will put in a request.
Thank you, Jacoby.
Now that all of that is done, if you'd follow me, I can take you to your rooms.
And here I was just asking for 5,000 bottles of wine. I didn't know that was an option.
So, He takes you to your rooms. They are lavish and gorgeous as expected. They all have balconies that overlook the courtyard as well as out into the street or into the city proper. The suites are all on the 5th floor of the hotel. So they are taller than most of the surrounding buildings, aside from the palace, which is both significantly taller than 5 stories and sits on something of a hill. So even like the low part of the palace is taller than the top of the Shade of Majesty. And there's a wall around the palace, and that from your balconies you can kind of see over the wall, but there's not much there. It's just a hillside that goes up to the castle itself. As it comes to midday, the castle does cast a shadow onto the inn, and you get kind of Shade of Majesty, right? And Meta, your first installment is actually 2 bottles of wine.
Oh, Jacoby.
You all get these silver trays with, toothpaste, toothbrush, hairbrush, combs, different like lotions and oils and what have you for hair and body, and shaving razors and all that kind of fun stuff, soaps and powders. A woman comes up to Rip's room, followed by 2 orderlies carrying a large wash bin. And she basically does as you direct for cleaning whatever you need cleaned. A strapping half-orc gentleman and a half-elf woman with like a swimmer's body show up at Amy's room. Jacoby intuited that you might like people like some people of more athletic stripe. So that's what he sent you. No, we're not getting into it.
Oh, wait, I want to see this. You gotta role play it.
Nope.
No. Use your imagination, Meta.
The camera drifts over to the curtains blowing in the wind and then fades to black.
But not before a train goes into a tunnel.
Well, the classic question is, does a barbarian rage in bed? Like,
That's a DM question, right? No, character
Uh,
question? No.
I mean, if you're an
Depends on what
initiative,
you count as an attack.
yeah.
Sersha, as you're being delivered, you get a menu and then you order off the menu, and as you're being delivered your room service, you see like 6 people carrying potted plants going to Feldspar's room.
Oh my god.
looks like Amy's
How
not.
long were we at sea? Like a week?
Amy's not the only
2.
one having a wild
2
time.
weeks. Everyone's acting like it's been years.
I hope he's not getting familiar with all those plants.
You guys are just assuming the worst.
I mean, I am.
And yeah, Octavia, you didn't ask for anything.
Not anything that hasn't already come in the packages that he sent.
So you all get what you asked for. All of you are enjoying quiet comfort and serenity of this upscale establishment. Except for Meta, who hears loud noises coming through the wall from Amy's room.
Oh my god.
I feel like I should go pray or something.
I hope they drank before they started.
Yeah. Like, how long does it go on for? Am I here for like 2 hours?
I don't know.
Because eventually,
Amy, roll a constitution check.
All right, I'll roll.
if
I'll
you're
roll
within
for
5 feet of me, you get +3.
You might need to.
Line of
fashion
sight
the
is required,
earplugs.
so no.
Oh, I mean, I rolled pretty good. 19 on the die. +8.
Let's see. Nearly 3
Oh
hours.
my god! For about like 30 minutes of it, I'm gonna like take a step out and maybe like I'll head out of the hotel and like walk around a little. Well, I'm just gonna come back in like a few hours.
Okay, so with all of that out of the way, Feldspar does come and I guess he's gonna knock on the nearest door, Sersha, and tell you he's gonna go look for a big tree. He wants to find something that he can transport via plants.
Oh,
The palm tree in the courtyard is not big enough
Hmm.
for you guys to walk through. And
Okay.
he didn't see a lot of trees on the way in, so he might need to go to the outskirts of town to find what he's looking for.
All right.
That gets him out of the way. So we decided to bring him back in. So, we'll say that you guys just spend the rest of the day enjoying yourselves, getting your spa treatments, taking long hot baths, ordering excessively from the room service menu, and so on. Blowing out the back of brothel workers. You know, whatever floats your boat. Are you, Meta, are you wearing your armor for this walk?
I don't think so. I think I was gonna try to get them to like clean them.
Okay.
So,
All right,
but I would probably carry a sword with me.
Okay.
Sword and shield. Well, probably not shield, just sword.
give me a survival check or intelligence check. Walking out into a unfamiliar city. Just gonna check to see if you find your way back.
I'll use inspiration. And a different dice. Natural 20 that time.
As long as it's not like.
Is that the
you
one I gave you?
handle
It is, yeah.
All right. All right, so yeah, you you wander out into the city. You get a little concerned that you don't know where you are anymore, and then you move a little bit further and you can see the spires of the castle. And you know, I just gotta get somewhere close to the castle. I can find it. No problem. Yeah, is there anything else you guys are doing this day while you are resting, relaxing, and enjoying the hospitality afforded to you by Amy's newfound relative?
Well, I suppose while I'm out, if there's anybody, I guess it's a pretty nice part of town
Yeah.
that we're in.
Yeah.
I'll walk up to somebody on the street and ask them if they know where, like, if the religious temples are all in like one part of the town, or if they're scattered about.
It tells you that the Cathedral of Delic is just to the uh southwest of the castle. And you realize you actually passed that on your way in. The tower of Payana is to the north of the castle. Those are the two largest churches in the city. But the rest are kind of dotted all over the place. Is there something in particular you're looking for?
Any temples to Davis in the city?
Damus. Oh, Damus.
Yeah.
I believe there's a shrine to him in the 6 silk veils.
The 6 Silk Veils?
Yeah, it's a tavern.
Oh, well, that sounds nice. Oh, maybe I'll head there a little later.
Well, there's quite a few shrines and different religious iconography there, so it's not. I mean, it is a tavern, so I suppose for Damus it is technically a place of worship.
Well, I take your meaning, and you're quite right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your assistance. I'll kind of like meander around for a few hours, but I feel fairly confident that
There's no way.
there's no way
Tell me
Amy's
to go.
going at it. I'll head back to the village.
Okay. Does Saoirse eat herself into a food coma?
Yeah. And I'll probably like look at the menu and try to come up with ideas for what to serve at our party. So
Okay.
maybe I'll just taste like everything that I have never seen before on a menu so that I can taste it and see what the fancy food tastes like and like take notes like, oh, this is a good idea to serve.
Okay. There are some
Ooh.
interesting items on there like foie gras and escargot. I'm not sure how adventurous Saoirse's palate is.
Well, I'll probably at least order it since it's free. And then it might sit there uneaten.
Okay. Everything is good as far, I mean, like, as far as if you like what it is,
You mind if I borrow that for a second?
then it's, probably one of the best versions of it you've ever had. There's not really much on the menu that would, be sort of like party platter hors d'oeuvres type stuff. If you like, when you speak to the attendant that is fetching your food for you, he tells you if you'd like to speak to the one of the chefs or the catering service, since you're like, oh, I should try this, I should try that, maybe mention something about throwing a party or something like that. But he offers to send someone up to your room to discuss food options.
No, I'm sure that Rip and Octavia have ideas for what to serve at our party anyway.
You know what might be cool though is to talk to the sommelier at this place. Try to get our foot in the door with our special vintage.
True.
Okay. Yeah, if you ask, there is a sommelier. His name is Ibrahim. He's a older, and Arabic man. Gray streaks in his hair. And he's more than happy to talk wine if you request.
Should we go talk to him?
Yeah, let's go talk to Ibrahim about our wines. See if we can get a distro deal or at least maybe a spot on their menu, because this place would be like would get us places, I think.
Yeah, well, we might, yeah, just offer even to send them samples first. Cause
Yeah.
we still don't really have anything and then see
Well,
what.
do we
Want to
even
start
have,
our wine? I'll give it a try.
do
We
we even
haven't
have
yet.
samples with us? Maybe we can at least talk to him and plan and have an agreement that he will try our samples when we send them.
Yeah, we just introduce ourselves and then see if we could send him some samples.
Yeah, and maybe do like a wine tasting with him, see what he's looking for, what he likes.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, we're gonna do a wine tasting with Ibrahim and try to talk to him about our wine too.
All right. Each of you give me. Let's make this a charisma check.
Oh no. Old Rip lacks the riz. Oh dear. Yeah, that's gonna be a lucky. Okay, that's a bit better. Boo, 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 boo.
23.
15.
Okay. All right. Yeah, 15 is what I was looking for. This is like just your general interaction during the wine tasting, sort of like icebreaker, get to know you situation. And since 15 was the DC that I set it at, letting you both do advantage on your persuasion check to try to get him to work with you on your wine
Okay.
situation.
Boop, bop, boop, boop.
17. Oh wait, let me try again. Sorry, I get advantage.
15.
Same roll.
Okay. All right. He says, of course, if anyone sends bottle here, it's my job to test it and make sure either it does or does not belong. Like the Shade of Majesty. If you want and you're willing to pay the travel expenses, I would be up for coming to your, what is it, the release party for you?
Ah, of course.
It's been a
Right.
while since I've been to Kyla. It's a
Oh,
lovely
we would
city.
love to have you as our guest. Absolutely.
Well, my travel expenses should only come to about 50 gold pieces. So if you're willing to foot that bill, I'd be happy to attend.
I think we'd be happy to have you. So We'll send you an official invitation when it's
And-
appropriate.
Yeah.
And we very much appreciate you, Abraham.
Um. That evening, Amy, you get a knock on your door after your company has left. I don't know. Do you have to make a constitution check? We check, see how many points of exhaustion you have.
You're the DM.
You already did your constitution check. You're good.
Yeah, I did pretty good.
28. Yeah, you're fine.
I'll answer the door.
Okay. You answer the door, and there's a man standing there. Maybe in his late 40s, early 50s. He's smartly dressed, but definitely not dressed to be here. And he is basically just standing waiting in the hall for you. When you open the door, he turns to look at you, and you can see he's got the A symbol for the Arison Security and Protections Guild. Like in a sort of gold brooch on his chest. And he says, amygdala, I presume?
You are correct.
My name's Garner. I am the officiant of the Arison Security and Protections Guild here in Entelbin. I came to deliver on the contract that you fulfilled. I believe you have a slip of paper for the warehouse where the skull is being stored.
That is correct.
I will trade you for this bag of platinum.
Sounds like a deal.
He kind of just like tosses the bag of platinum in your general direction. And waits patiently for the receipt for the head. I gotta ask, did you answer the door naked?
I know, I was thinking that too. I was like,
No.
are you mentioning what you're wearing?
Oh, I have a robe.
Okay.
I'm not a, well, I am a barbarian, but
It's the hide of a boar.
Barbarian. Oh wait.
You're a barbarian, but you're no heathen.
well, actually,
Amy's got a robe. It's the hide of a boar that she killed when she
Or
was 7.
just not a nudist.
yeah, I'll have to go. Let me go grab the slip of the receipt. 1 second, my good man. I'll go find it and I'll go bring it to him.
He says, will you be needing any ASP services while you're in the city?
Not off the top of my head, but I'm sure. I think we will probably stop by the shop and just see what's happening at some point during our stay here.
Well, you look a little road weary. I won't bother you with the directions to the office. I'm sure Jacoby can direct you when you are well rested in the morning, should you choose to undertake such a venture.
Sounds great. Thanks.
He gives you a courteous bow and struts down the hall.
How much
Um,
platinum is in the bag?
Well, that's what I was gonna do. Was actually I was gonna come bring it to you, Saoirse.
Well, I'm
About a
gonna
4 pound bag, so
Are we gonna need to go to the bank?
it's up to you. Isn't Saoirse the bank?
I don't know.
Why did we make the rogue our bank?
because I'm the best with
Yeah.
Yeah,
money.
sounds like the worst idea.
That's so true.
Wait, remind
'Cause
me.
The rogue can count the money, but the rogue can't hold the money.
she keeps track, so she so she gets it.
Yeah, how much platinum did we get? We got let's see,
The
what was
contract
the
was for 2,000, right?
2000
So I
platinum?
know that Marsters gave us 2,000 gold.
Yeah.
We talked him into giving us money. And then I don't know if we had
Oh no, I'm
Wait.
sorry. It was 5,000 gold pieces for the contract. So it is 10 pound bag of platinum pieces.
And we had 2,000
So
from Mars.
5,000 gold, we got
Marsters
2,000
hasn't
from
paid you.
Marsters.
Yep.
Oh, I thought we
Marsters
he
isn't walking
did.
around with 2,000 gold pieces in his back pocket.
Oh, okay.
He said he would when he got back to Entelbin and he could get the money.
Oh,
He
okay.
doesn't have, he's not carrying, only psychotic adventurers are walking around with thousands of gold pieces.
Right. So
Yeah, y'all are
so
crazy.
so does the 5,000 gold include the 2,000 from Marsters?
No,
No, that's an addition. So
yes.
2,000 from Marsters and then 5,000 gold in platinum. Is that what we're getting handed today?
Yeah,
So we're getting 500 platinum,
correct.
which is 5,000 gold pieces. And then I guess we gotta get on Marster's case if he doesn't bring us that gold next time we see him.
So what's that per person? 500 divided by 6?
Well,
Would
I
be
probably should know, but
86? No, 83?
It's
Yeah.
Hopefully he
83.
doesn't take this out of our room and board, because that wasn't the agreement.
yeah, so it would be 83 platinum, and then it's technically like 83.3. So some people will get 84.
I'm happy with 83.
I'd be happiest with 84.
Give him 82.
I
Well,
owe
only-
people money.
Only 2 people get 84, and I feel like maybe it should be the 2 people you owe money to anyway.
I feel like I dealt the most damage in that last fight, so I should get more money.
Wow, I have a lot of money, I think.
I don't, because I keep spending mine on spells.
Like
which are
give me
expensive.
the money and then I'll figure out how to divvy it out to y'all.
But I'll take 83.
Yeah, sure.
Here, we'll go down to lower currencies for that extra 2. So that would be 20 gold. So each of us would get an additional 3 gold.
3 silver and 3 copper.
And
It's
then
83,
Amy and I will get
83.3.
4 copper.
Okay.
And then I'll go ahead and I'll give 800 gold to Amy. And I'll give 200 gold to Saoirse.
So I don't get any type of interest payments or
No. No, you don't. We didn't sign anything here.
all right. See if I lend you money again.
See if I heal you if you ever get hurt.
Ouch. Wow. This is getting a little like tit for tat here.
Right, just to, since we're on the subject, and, you know, just to take care of this before, you know, so we don't have to do this twice. You get the 2,000 gold pieces from Marsters, which comes out to 333.3 repeating. For each of you. Again, 2 of you get 4 copper instead of 3 copper.
I'll take 333.
Oh, wait. I just put 33. Oops.
Well, since Amy and I got 4 copper last time, this time 2 other people can get 4 copper.
I'm not really counting coppers at this point.
I just want to like keep my math at 333.
I'll go ahead and give Amy another 400 gold and Saoirse another 200 gold.
What'd you even get for all this that you?
I got some dope stuff, okay?
What is it?
I'm
Remind me.
really strong now.
So-
Oh.
I'm confused. You said you gave Amy 800 gold and Saoirse 200 gold.
I owed Amy 4,000 gold and
Right.
Saoirse 1,000 gold.
Okay,
And so I'm trying to divvy it up like semi-equally
okay,
based on the amount I owe them.
right.
So,
But you said you had no money.
well, that's just the money coming in.
Right, but the money coming in,
Oh, I had some money. I just didn't have like buying magic item money. I had like 1,000, like 1,000 gold.
okay.
You had 1,000 that you were keeping on hand, but like borrowing.
You
from
had
other
1,000
people?
gold?
What the hell? That's so messed
I
up.
mean, because that was the question I was having, like,
Because, like,
I just gave you 833 gold, and then you gave Amy 800 and Saoirse 200. Like, but that's 1,000, and then I gave you another 333
It
gold.
was, I didn't have
And then you
1,000.
gave Amy 400
I had-
and Saoirse 300. I'm like,
I
that's
had
more.
I had 10 platinum pieces and 300 gold. So I had 400 gold. But I thought I might need 400 gold. You never know when you need 400 gold. I figure we're all buddies here, you know, like, you know.
Okay, so you had 400. You got 1,166 more.
Yes.
So that's 1,500. And you gave
I was
Amy
giving out a total
12 and Saoirse 5, which is more than you are saying you have.
Well, maybe I had. I mean, I did the subtraction problem. Maybe I had like an extra 100 because I only have 100
This
gold.
is why Meta doesn't hold on to the money.
I have 100 gold on me now. I'm hanging on to that in case I need 100 gold for some reason.
I'm not going to accept the 400 gold you just offered me. You
Why?
hold on, because I have enough money. You have that stupid angry armor now that you have to live with.
His armor's not angry. His armor's actually really
It's-
friendly and
It's
positive.
very nice to me. It's just it's like that younger brother, you know. It's like tries to tell you what to do all the time. You're like, no, don't do that because then bad stuff will happen, and then it just happens, and because you get distracted, it's the whole thing. I should really get it fixed. I don't know where to go to do that though.
Here, hold on to this 400.
All right.
Don't worry about it. We're in the big city. You need some money.
Well,
And
and you know, since
you
you've
earn
shown
that money. You help.
Well, since you've shown that you know you pay for sex, I mean, I'm here anytime. You want to take like 100 gold off your you know, the thing there, I'm all for it.
Metaphor over here thinking he's worth
I'm
$10,000 a night.
Yeah, no.
well, I can summon an elk to join the party. and I can probably there's some freaky stuff I can do with all these spells. Ensnaring strike, there's one. Stone skin. Oh, you like them real rock hard. You just,
Okay, I'll talk to you later. Talk to you later, Meta.
thanks for the
Amy's gonna just walk away from that.
Okay, so. With that. You guys move on to the next day, I guess. And you are free to do as you like in the city of Entelman. And the first of you goes downstairs. Who is that? Who's the first one of you that's up and about?
It might be me.
I kind of feel like it's either Rip or Sersha.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rip, you're the first one up and about. You go downstairs and Jacoby comes up to you and informs you that there's a delivery made by Count Marster's estate. It's a rather heavy box. And it's the money.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
We already covered that. It's been delivered.
Okay. I'm gonna say, can we please get this delivered up to my colleague Amy's room?
Certainly. I'll send it up right away.
Thank you. And
Yeah. 2 porters carry the chest up to Amy's room. It weighs 80 pounds.
and can I please send a message to no, never mind. I'll go around to the rooms of my compatriots and ask them to come and gather in Amy's room so that we
Okay.
can split the goods.
How many balls did you make it through last night?
Oh, I mean, to drown out the noise that was going on, I think at least 4.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
Say make it an
I
advantage.
don't know about this dice, Dan. That was another nat 20.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No hangover. You're good to go.
Not all like 1s and 2s. All right.
Maybe it only works when you have to actually do something.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. Survival check for walking around the city. Do you have a hangover?
First,
Very important role. Okay, so you guys all meet up in Amy's room and probably divvy up money at this point.
Yep.
Alex,
Go ahead.
I want to ask the group what we want to talk about on our audience with the king, or like, he's offered to give us an audience, but is that because we're gonna get recognized for killing the serpent? Or like, is this an opportunity for us to ask for something, or like what's gonna happen? What's going on here?
I don't know. I was gonna say at some point before.
I will
Well-
say something that probably pops into Octavia's mind.
Yeah,
The king is the one who decides to get to you, who gets to use diamonds.
right.
So you guys have had to go through lots of different channels or basically illegally obtain diamonds.
Okay,
If you want to stock up and buy some more
Okay.
diamonds, he gets to decide who's allowed to have them.
okay, so maybe we can petition the king to allow us to procure and keep diamonds on hand for, you know, specific spells.
Benevolent purposes of saving lives.
Yeah,
Why did he want us to get an audience with the king? Were we
Yeah.
supposed-
well, I know, that's kind of what I'm like, I'm
Well,
like,
I
okay,
think
Go
we
ahead.
need to ask Marsters.
okay,
I have to
Like,
go
let's-
back through my notes. I did finally start like sorting my stuff by at least year because I had this huge file that my computer's like, I hate your guts. Like, you've been doing this file since 2021 and with lots of screenshots, and I hate you. But I've started to split that out. Sorry, that's got nothing to do with any of you guys. It's just me. Yeah, why are we meeting with the king?
I think it was like we killed the monster, and he was kind of like,
It was
Well,
such a big deal.
"It is a big deal," and then
I think
probably
like,
He's been working for the king, right, for a bunch of time.
let's try to meet with him before we meet with
And
the king.
does the
Well,
king
yeah,
know?
well,
Does the
yeah,
king know about the prophecy?
well, that's what we need to talk to Marsters. So we have a week before we meet with the king.
Or so, you don't know.
Yeah, but I think we let Jacob, like, we'll just say
Okay,
whatever. We want to talk to Marsters. Like, you can send him a message even that, hey, let's talk. We have whatever. Let's meet up and talk in the next
Okay.
day or so.
okay, I just wanted to know if you guys.
You know, I did think
Yeah.
about that and was like, we need to talk to, because I don't know what we're going
Okay.
in there to talk about specifically. I imagine, well, I'm going to assume all come up or like the prophecy would come up, but I honestly don't know.
Amy, can you roll a D4 for me?
Oh, I'll roll my cool new D4. 4.
4? Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say 3 plus the D4 is how many days before you get the audience with the king. So it's the
Okay.
full
7.
7 days of the week.
Okay.
So yeah, at some point during day 2, you are informed that you will have the audience with the king in 5 days.
Okay. And so it's day 2 right now.
Yes.
And then, of course, we're gonna go to the magic shop.
You know, do we
Yep.
want to go to the guild for any reason?
Yes, I think we
yeah,
should.
I need to go to the guild.
Yeah.
I feel like we should go to the guild first.
Okay. And
Yeah,
Or
then
I don't know. Look at Icky. Oh, look at that big baby. He's so big, but so special. Aw.
Merle's a dick. They're both dicks, actually. Hang on.
Aw. I like wanted to come over and see them on Sunday, but I was still sick, so I didn't want to come over. But I want to come over and see them next weekend. The babies.
yeah.
Hey, Katie.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna break immersion. We can keep playing. Sorry.
They were just talking about the cat.
Okay. That's my real quick. Do you live in that apartment complex across from Eagles and what's it what's the name of that town?
Bojangles?
Yeah, near like
I live-
Huey McGee's.
Yes.
I live in the one that's across from Bojangles, not the one that's across from Ingles and Huey Magoo's.
Oh, okay.
Just a
Gotcha.
little further down. Yes, but right there off of
My
Long Shoals.
sister's moving to the one across from Eagles. So
Okay.
I was gonna see if you were living in the same apartment complex.
No, I'm in the adjacent complex, which used to be owned by the same company, but now I don't think they're owned by the same company.
Yeah, that's been a whole thing. But anyway, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
Yay.
we
So,
got 5 days.
um,
Yeah, who wants to go to the magic shop?
we're gonna go to the
Right.
guild
And there
first or
also-
the magic
Oh
shop?
yeah, let's go to the guild. Sorry.
We might want to communicate with home and see if there are supplies or things for the party we want to get while we're here.
Well, we're taking a bunch of monster meat, right?
Yes. We are. But I mean, we should think about that because we're in the capital city. If there's anything, you know, that we can't normally buy,
Yeah.
then we should consider that. And that might be something we need to ask L.
Well, let's also think there are a lot of connections that I can
Almarin.
probably get.
Almarin.
There's also a lot of things that I can maybe get connects through the school too for like discounts or whatever. Like
Like a student discount.
yeah, student discount, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, it's better
Get
than
through the school
nothing.
is like inks, paper, and spell casting supplies.
You guys,
They don't do catering.
Well, we might be able to get into some exclusive parties.
the
I think you overrate the influence of your school a little.
the party committee might need to have a meeting.
Itty bitty party committee, who are we again?
Is
Now-
it all?
I
Are
don't
we
know,
gonna shoot
but
our
it's not,
shot?
but it's not me.
Are we gonna shoot our shot and invite the king?
Oh,
Absolutely not. We can invite Count
Oh,
Mars
to our winery party.
I mean,
I don't
he's not
know,
gonna
I feel
come.
like,
There's no way to keep
No.
showing up to that.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
why not? Let's shoot for the stars. The worst that can happen
Because-
is he'll say no.
well, we
No,
do have,
it's not, if he actually comes, we have to impress him with a bunch of good shit.
well, we have
We
the
do.
chaos wand.
Well, no,
Chaos
Mm,
Wand?
it's
no.
not.
Fucking
Gonna help
way
us.
is that coming anywhere near the king. No.
We're gonna end up,
We're gonna be arrested.
yeah.
I will wall of
I mean,
force around
I
that
would worry you would say
motherfucker,
yes,
anybody
and
that
then we'd
holds
have to-
it.
We would have to accommodate royalty, and I think that's beyond our means.
Okay, but
And capabilities, this is our opening, like, batch part, this isn't
Well,
like.
we can at least tell him that we're opening a winery and that
Yeah, if he ever
You
makes
know,
it
we
over
would
there, come on
love his
by.
patronage and we'll be happy to send him some cases
And maybe
for
we
free.
like, maybe we get
Gratis.
involved, you know, we're just like, are we vibing with that in the moment?
Vibe check McKee.
We'll vibe check. Would he be a good party guest or no?
I mean, realistically, he's not gonna come, right? But
Yes.
it feels like it's like, you invite your rich uncle to your wedding who you know is not gonna come just so you get like the gift.
But then they end up paying for a bunch of shit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're like, invite them to dinner, and then you put your card out and they're like, oh, no, I got it. It's fine. You're like,
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm not convinced, but if you pick up the vibe,
Well,
let's do
it might help too once we
Figure
find out why we're talking to the king. Or like what Let's get a little. We'll get some more
Let's
info
give
on.
some credit to ourselves and our very, very specialized services that we can provide as well. That right now it seems like we're nearing some of the dopest and badassest of the lands.
Now that I agree with, I
We're
feel
getting
like
there.
in that respect, we can definitely take, pride in our work and perhaps offer services in that way.
The
We're
wine
very
can
new
just
at the
be, but
winery. We're not new at being adventurers.
I know, but the wine can be kind of like a front for our other services that we can offer.
Hmm.
Need a front.
Everything y'all say sounds so sketchy. Thought we're
Yeah.
just making money and occasionally going out and killing monsters. What do we need a front for?
I don't know. I
I'm
don't
part of the
know.
Thieves Guild, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, we're building a reputation.
Never mind. I
If
don't
someone,
know.
if someone's in the need for a 20-year vintage, it's a very challenging adventure. If you're looking for a 5-year vintage,
You're looking for a 6-monther.
It's always
I
it's
do.
also a challenging venture, but but if anybody's looking for a 2-month vintage, the old 2-monther.
this cat's passed out.
Oh, he's a baby.
Enjoy it while you can, man. Eventually they get all squirmy and they don't want to be cradled anymore.
You need to like swaddle him in that blanket on the back of the couch. Yeah.
Yeah, this one likes to be held like a baby. Merle, not so much.
I always felt also that Merle just wants his bodily autonomy, man.
Yeah, he's
He
like,
gets all like squirrely.
yeah.
All right, so cool.
When he's
We're
in
going to
mood,
the guild.
though, he's so loving.
What?
Jacoby can tell us where the guild is.
Yeah, let's go to the guild.
Gilderoy.
Yeah, Jacoby asks if you would you like directions? Should I call you a carriage?
Yes.
What would you?
Carriage, please.
Is it far?
Yes, it's across the river.
Okay, yeah, maybe a carriage.
Yeah, carriage.
Um, yeah. Rip, you've lived in Entelbin. It is probably square mileage wise twice the size of Kyla. It's a little bit higher in population, but it is more spread out. So Jacoby calls a carriage and sends you off to the Arison Security and Protections Guild. You ride the carriage westward. You have to take a ferry across the river, as there are no bridges that cross the river. It's basically like almost I'd say like the Mississippi in St. Louis. So no bridges in this current technology time can span that. So you have to take a ferry across the river. And after about a half an hour, you do arrive at the Arison Security and Protections Guild. And this is probably the largest guild office that you have seen so far for the ASP. 3 stories tall. Looks considerable. The symbol is actually probably about 4 feet tall, and it is inlaid into the front of the building. Hard to tell, it's either very well polished brass or might be gold. Very impressive looking. You come inside and there is a desk with a young woman sitting behind the counter. She seems to be filling out paperwork, and then we just catch as she finishes something, folds it up, and then sticks it through a brass ring in a cabinet. And you just see her like hand disappear into the brass ring, and she pulls back. And you've seen this before. It's how they communicate and transfer items between the different guild offices. They have portal rings that are attuned to different locations. Pretty impressive. It's a fairly expensive magic item, and each one of the guild offices have like 6 to 8 of them. She does that. She looks up, sees the group of you enter, and she looks at the group of you like kind of like mentally clocking each one of you, and then looks down at her table, moves some things around. The Aimless Ones.
Amy?
I
You wanna do the talking since you were kind of the person with our, with the guy who came to the door and all of that? Maybe you
No.
can
I don't want to do the talking.
sign. Garner.
Mentally, Amy's head is full of Mucinex and Dayquil. So I don't know if Amy is really the best suited. I mean, I was just to tell the group, I was just curious what the happenings are in Entleban and introduce ourselves, and I don't know. I didn't really have anything specific, just to introduce and see what's going on.
There's a pause after she, says that, and you guys don't really respond. She says, I trust that Garner delivered your payment without any issue last night.
Yes.
That's not why you're here, is it?
Oh,
No, that's not why we're here. We did receive our payment. Thank you. What's your name?
I'm Laura.
Hi, Laura. Nice to meet you.
I actually did have something I wanted to discuss. Recently came into some understanding about an individual that might be of.
Oh, I'm sorry. Real quick before you get into that, Saoirse, I'm not sure if this is the first time you've heard that Garner delivered the payment to Amy. You with us, Saoirse?
I assume we would have talked about it when we all met this morning in Amy's room with money.
You assume that Amy would remember the name of a guy and then she would tell you about it?
Oh, yeah, she probably didn't tell me about the person's name. I thought you were saying that I knew that we got the money.
Yeah. Garner is the guild master of the Arison Security and Protections Guild. He's like
And-
the guy in charge of the whole thing.
Hmm.
And he delivered the money?
And he delivered the money.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
But
We're
we don't
hot
know
shit.
yet.
We're hot shit,
Well,
guys. Even though we don't know.
Saoirse knows
anyone.
because she's been with the ASP for
Okay.
years.
Oh.
She knows more about them than the rest of you do.
When we're in this location, like this place, is this like the fancy Bass Pro Shop, like the Pyramid, or is like, can we tell this is like the headquarters?
This
Have you, or
definitely, I mean, you've kind of run the gamut. The ASP office in Kyla was decent, very functional. And and it was fairly small, but Saoirse knew that that was just like the front of the organization. That there's a like massive underground system beneath the office that spans like a city block that's filled with different functional rooms, storerooms, safes, houses, and all kinds of stuff. So, and then the one in Port Menace was just like a rundown, like 2-room building that they were still that the owner or the guild representative was fixing up at the time. So you've seen all manner. Tybalt's office in Belden was actually pretty simple, but this one is the most impressive looking. It's not like a castle or anything, and it doesn't look like a giant thieves guild training place or whatever. It looks like a security office. But I would imagine, at least for Saoirse, you're probably scanning the room trying to see if there's any hidden passages or secret doors or whatever that lead to the rest of the operation. Bet that answers your question.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, we received payment just fine. Meta, you had something to say.
Yeah, I came into a bit of information about a person who's likely of interest to the Duke of Belden. I was curious if I could just provide y'all with some information and you could maybe try to drum up a contract or something.
Sure, we can.
Well, it's kind of an old issue, I guess. Apparently there was an attempted coup some decades ago in Belden, and the person who was responsible for it, the orchestrator, escaped. And I think I maybe grew up with them. Yeah.
Coup on Belden. Says, well, you probably want to talk to Ezel.
Ezel.
She's our contract negotiator when we want to drum up something, particularly with government officials. She's out doing that right now. But I can send her the message and she can come by the Shade of Majesty and speak to you
That sounds
the
good.
next day or so.
That sounds great.
Is there anything else you needed? I'm really excited. I want to see this Leviathan head. After my shift today, I'm going to swing down by the docks to see it, to get you a look at it.
Are you a gourmand by any chance?
Give me some fried meat and some fried potatoes. Actually, just fry anything and I'll eat it.
Well, we haven't tried frying it yet. The meat is delicious. We've been eating that monster for days.
Well, are you offering?
Oh yeah, we can give you a little bit, but it's just gonna be like a frozen piece of meat. I don't know what to even. Where do we have that store? Is that in the bag of holding?
We have like a special,
Maybe we could if you visit.
It's in a bag of holding or something because you didn't put it someplace.
I'll
else.
just be shooting away frosted to it occasionally or something. I'll say if when Ezel stops by, maybe we can get the cooks over at the Shaded. They would probably be into that, right? over at the Shaded Majesty to cook it up for us.
I mean,
Maybe
they
we
seem
should find like official cold storage for that for the week we're here.
Yeah, maybe. That's probably a good idea.
ocean chunks of fish bouncing around in the big hole.
Just shooting ice storm down there every day. Maybe less long, does it?
Some of us have never been to Entelbin. I'm just curious, maybe what are some of the contracts you have for the area, or just what news, like what's been going on? What's the talk of the town here recently as we wandered in?
Uh, honestly, some of the biggest news has been a situation with the destruction of caste. We have some of the dwarven nobility who are taking refuge here as they're rebuilding the city. As far as contracts, it's the seat of the empire. There is no better guarded or well managed force in the kingdom. So a lot of what we do here isn't so much sending out ground force contracts as much as managing our relationship with the king and interacting with nobility. A lot of our contracts are actually focused elsewhere in the kingdom, more in the frontier edges. If we want to maintain our good standing with the crown, we act as little within the capital city as possible.
Can you explain a little bit more about what's going on with these dwarves?
Some giant creature attacked the city. It nearly destroyed the entire place. But a group that belonged to the Gatian Shields went and slayed the creature, and yeah, it's kind of a sore spot around here. But
Oh, so the danger is over.
yes,
Oh, okay.
everyone's talking about roses are red. What a stupid name for a group.
Oh, tell me about it.
It's like they just opened up a book of nursery rhymes and picked the first thing that they pointed at. So that's the name.
Right?
I mean, the aimless at least is somewhat ironic in that, you obviously have an aim, you're taking contracts, you belong to a mercenary organization. You have very specific directives. So being the aimless is ironic. There's some character to a name like that. The roses are red.
It was
It's
very
ridiculous.
intentional.
Yeah, but apparently they kick our ass, so.
They're all assholes though, except for like one of them.
We've only met two.
The worst people you'll ever meet, except for one. One of them is
We
nice.
summoned the other one, right? The ticking time bomb of a barbarian.
He summoned an illusion of him.
Well,
Um,
Okay,
but
yeah.
so there's some refugee efforts, there's a rebuilding effort, there's nobles from Cass who are petitioning the king and other nobles of Antlion Empire to offer assistance, that sort of thing. So that's the main big political thing going on right now. Is there anything you're aware of? I mean, you're more of the boots on the ground type people.
should we tell them about the whole like Dark and West thing? See if they know anything about it. about the prophecy and all that.
I don't think that prophecy is ours to share.
I mean, it is now. I mean, well, it's Amy's.
Yeah, not at the moment.
Actually, I don't know that we want to, yeah, make
Right.
that.
Yeah, because we're not even really.
Okay, I could
I'm
put a huge target on
not really
somebody's back.
just chewing on that one still. No, I mean for us, we've been at sea for a couple weeks. And we slayed a big serpent, and I'll be glad to not be on the water.
She looks
For-
down at the paper on her desk and she looks back up. She says, Belden, Portmenis, Hyla, Fallon. You all get around.
Amy
Our
especially.
passports
Oh,
our passports are getting filled.
I'm sorry, Merrick here too. I skipped that one.
I suppose you don't have offices in the Feywild. Oh, we've been there too.
That's impressive.
Well, I guess. If any weird thing comes your way, let us know.
We are, trust me, at this point, there are certain situations which I'm fairly certain you're the only member of our organization that could handle that level of danger. The Leviathan is a strong example of that. We just didn't even think that there was a group that could manage that issue. I think the king was considering mounting a massive assault of 10 ships to go and try to hunt it down.
Maybe he'll pay us too.
He just did.
Oh yeah. I guess I just money and me just it's just sort of like. I assume people want to just give it to us, you know.
Well, I guess if anything else comes along, it also seems real hard for anybody else to do.
If
But with that said, you guys want to go to the magic shop?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. I'm good here.
he hears you say that as you're about to leave, and he says, we might not have everything or all of the unusual things that Entelbin Enchantments has, but if you do need any standard equipment, remember we are capable, and you'll probably get a better deal here than there. Just putting it out
Well,
there.
should we check your wares? Should we check the wares here first, guys, before we head into Intelbin Enchantments? The old E squared.
We can, it's kind of one of those things too, where we're not really sure what we're
Exactly.
gonna be
Yeah.
doing, so.
Right. Yeah, I don't really have anything specifically in mind.
I mean, most of what they're offering here are like very,
Potions and
like some healing potions,
yeah.
days of holding, hat of disguise, so like ever burning torches, what else? There's something else that I was like,
Some
the
of the
bulb
more
that can bump a weapon or a piece of armor up to +1,
okay.
but and that can do, further than that. Some like first level spell scrolls.
Yeah. Good to know, and we will probably end up, I mean, we'll probably need to buy more healing potions, but let's go and see what else we can find while we're in the big city.
Yeah,
Nice to meet you, Laura.
It was an honor to meet you. Thank you for stopping by. So with that, you guys head to Entelbin Enchantments.
yes.
The carriage is still waiting outside, so I assume you just take that.
Yeah, I wondered if the ferry carried the whole carriage or not.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the ferry is actually a cable ferry, and it's run by a water wheels on either side of the river, and it carries like to 10 vehicles at the same time. It's rather large, involved operation. Since there are no bridges, it's one of the few ways to cross the river. City is on both sides of the river, so. Okay, so you take the carriage, you have to cross the river again. And the larger part of the city is on the east side of the river, where the castle is, and another 25 minutes riding in the carriage, and you are brought to the establishment of Entelbin Enchantments. And it is not an ostentatious or extravagant appearance. It aside from the sign in front of the shop that seems to be scintillating, like almost glittering, you can tell that it's some sort of permanent minor illusion to give a appealing effect to the lettering of Entelbin Enchantments in front. But other than that, the building looks like a standard Entelbin structure with that sort of stucco adobe design to it. And going up, the door is locked.
What time of day is it?
At this point, it's almost noon.
Let's knock on it.
You knock on the door, and you hear someone, a female voice, call from the other side. Just a moment, and in like 15 seconds, a significantly sized window in the upper part of the door opens up, and you see a woman, mid-20s, jet black hair, like very rosy, almost sunburned skin, and bright red eyes. Your thought is initially this might be some kind of a tiefling or something, but you don't see any horns, and she has no fangs in her smile. She says, are you customers?
Yes, Maybe come in.
Uh. She kind of looks around at the group of you, says, "Adventurers, you're the interesting ones." Door closes. There's a like portal in the door closes, and you notice like when it closes, like it's seamless. Like when it opened, you could see the frame of it and everything, and it looked like your standard, uh, little looky blue door or in the. But when it closed, it just completely disappeared. And she opened, you hear, some locks engage, and then some arcane words are spoken, and she opens the door and she says, "Welcome to Entelbin Enchantments. My name's Sparks. If you have any questions, you can ask me. I'm going to go and inform Thaddeus that we have customers. Don't touch anything. Everything is alarmed. And some of it is trapped. So letting you know right now, just don't touch anything. If you need something, if you want us to demonstrate anything, we will get it for you." And
Meta, don't touch anything.
We all kind of give him side eye, like.
I'll be good.
That means you.
Pretty.
And at that she hustles her way into the store. And when all of you come in through the door, she just kind of looks over her shoulder and then she calls out another arcane phrase, and the door closes behind you and all of the locks re-engage. And looking around, there are a lot of different items on display. Right off the bat, you recognize something that looks almost identical to Meta's alchemy jug. It just seems to be made of a slightly different material or a different like aesthetic styling choice. But there is a plaque in front of it where it sits on the shelf that says alchemy jug and explains what it does. But there are a ton of things to look around. And I don't know how best to do this. So I'll say there is one section that seems to be metal plates that you can affix to armor. And they're like badges almost. And they will, grant an armor a resistance. So resistance to thunder, resistance to fire, resistance to ice, resistance to force is one of them.
Does it go on any type of armor?
Pretty much.
How much are those?
They don't know the things have a price tag on them. You gotta ask the
Oh,
you gotta ask the staff. There is a sign on the desk in the what do you call it, showroom, that says "Ask about our scroll selection." There is there's a case around a gemstone, and Rip, you realize that the glass of that case is actually a force wall. But you're thinking like the case is probably a pretty significant magic item in and of itself. But the plaque beneath the case says Gem of Seeing. There are sending stones. There's a couple, there's probably half a dozen different weapons that seem to be magic items of some stripe. You see slippers of spider climbing. Something called Eye of Charming.
Wow, guys, there's a lot of stuff here. I might have to think about this and come back on another day.
Shield of Missile Attraction. Ring of Fire Resistance. Robe of Useful Items.
What'd you say, Ring of Fire?
Yeah.
Fire resistance.
Oh, Ring of Fire Resistance.
It's like when someone doesn't like Johnny Cash.
Trident of Fish Command. Gloves of Thievery. There is a big case that's got all kinds of different potion bottles in it. So it's, yeah.
Wow. There's a lot.
Has she come back with Thaddeus or whomever?
As you comment, you know, where did she go? What's you do see her kind of skip into the room ahead of a gentleman who is probably also in his mid-40s. And while the woman's sparks seem to be like very bouncy and high energy, he comes in looking very officious and serious. And he says, welcome to my humble shop. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And he takes a look at all of you and says, I'm seeing some significant magic items on you already. If you need any identification or lore services, we provide that as well. And yes, if you have any questions or if there's anything specific you're looking for, please let me know.
Do you do curse removals?
We have in the past, yes.
Maybe you could take a look at this thing. And
I've told you this before. It is a sentient entity. You'd be killing someone.
Oh,
If it even worked.
man, I can't do that. Oh, well, I've killed other people in the past that probably this thing isn't that bad. Okay, never mind. It's just possessed armor. I don't like it's like killing somebody, I guess.
Well, because you could like convince it to not be so.
You want to have a heart to heart with it?
Well, I don't
know.
know. Because isn't it what's the gives you disadvantage on what? Everything?
Yeah, it's any ability check. It does not. It's basically like in combat for the most part, it's fine. But I have to make sure, like doing like walking out and about, that I don't have any armor on, or I don't have this armor on at least. And anything like perception, yeah, any of that. Is,
Maybe we could just get you some different armor.
oh, but it's really good armor.
Well, you
Mm.
could.
Your options with that armor are deal with it or buy another set of +3 armor.
Oh,
I mean, you could get a pretty penny for it. Maybe you paid good for it, money for it.
I convince it to shut up for 10 minutes while I do the sale.
You have not been able to convince it to shut up at any point whatsoever.
I want to ask, tell me about this gem of seeing.
Gem of Seeing. He says, that is one of our more expensive items. It has 3 charges, or it can have a total of 3 charges. You speak the command word to expend 1 charge, and for the next 10 minutes, you have true sight out to 120 feet when you peer through the gem. And it will regain 1 to 3 charges every morning.
Do you know what it
You
is?
can see invisible stuff. You can see like
See-through illusions.
yeah, see-through illusions.
See things on the ethereal plane. Basically, nothing can hide from you.
You can see through walls with it, right?
No.
No, you can't see through walls. Okay.
Nothing can trick you, basically,
Hmm.
with magic.
How much?
It's one of our more expensive pieces. That is 32,000 gold pieces.
Oh. Um. What about the plates for armor that add resistance? How much are those?
Those are 5,000 gold pieces each.
Whoa, bro.
Yeah, you found a magic item shop. It ain't cheap.
Okay, so if it's like resistance to thunder, it's 5,000.
Mhm.
Okay.
Can you put multiple on one set of armor?
If they are opposing, like fire and ice, they will cancel each other out, but ice and lightning or fire and acid should work just fine.
And what is this Eye of Charming?
Eye of Charming. It is a basically a set of spectacles that have 3 charges. You can spend 1 charge as an action to cast Charm Person spell. Save DC 13 on a humanoid within 30 feet of you, provided that you and the target can see each other. They regain all expended charges at dawn.
That's good.
Do you have anything that can add elemental effect to a melee weapon?
I believe we do have a few baubles that offer that ability. Is it already a magic weapon?
It is.
Okay, then yes, we have one for fire and one for acid, and those are 3,000 gold pieces each.
Okay.
Are you talking about adding additional damage, or are you talking about changing the type of damage that the
Yeah.
weapon?
Changing the type of damage.
Yes, that's what these do.
Okay, that's interesting. And one was ice and one was acid?
Yes. I thought it was fire and acid.
Fire and acid.
Or fire and acid, okay. And one more
We
question.
we also have another item that actually adds an amount of lightning damage, but only so many times a day. So, and that one basically it adds 1d8 lightning damage 10 times per day.
How much is that?
That one's 5,000 gold pieces.
I thought I was rich until we walked into the store.
I harbored
I
such
was
a
really feeling good, and now not so much.
Yeah, we're still just like hood rats, basically.
adding a D8 of lightning damage 10 times a day.
Yeah, that's pretty
I
sweet.
want that real bad.
That's 8 to 80 damage.
That's a lot.
Yeah. But I can't afford it.
Well, but we can come back. We can go get some money and come back. It's good to know what's here.
Yeah.
Getting the impression like he explains something and what it does, and you guys look positive. And then he says what the price is, and you all look disappointed. He says, "What is the price range for you all, if you don't mind me asking?" I don't want to steer you toward things that would break your bank. I'm sure there's something here that would be of
Like-
value to you.
2,000 gold pieces, 2,500 most for me.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess in some ways we need to shoot for the stars, but we also need to see what's in our current budget. But
Well,
what we want to like save up for too.
and together we have a lot of money. I mean,
What's a comb of cornrows give me? It's a comb, and it makes you have cornrows. That's my price range.
Oh, you're trying
I
to
would
trade?
have to I'd have to take a look at it.
We'll look no further. I'll just show my haircut.
That's not a comb, that's your hair.
Oh, so serious. Well, here you go. I mean, if you're actually interested in it, I'll show him the comb.
He takes a look at it. He pulls a monocle out of his pocket and he takes a look through the monocle at the comb. Oh, this is Fey magic. So what else does it do?
I'm pretty sure it just is a comb of cornrows. I don't think it does anything else.
Are the
He sold it as a regular comb though. And then it ends up giving you cornrows. I think that's the
it
joke.
doesn't give it braids your hair. No point did I say it give you cornrows. It braids your hair poorly.
But it looks like cornrows to me.
crooked braids.
Wait, you added that the braids are cornrows?
I'm pretty sure they're cornrows.
He says, Sparks, can you come here for a second? She walks over and he runs the comb through her hair and he says, 5 gold.
5 gold. I'll hang on to it. It's worth more than that in sentimental value.
That's pretty much all for novelty.
How much are you getting for this? And I'll put the +1 plate armor. all the plate armor on it. I just want to see what it's worth.
Um, uh, basically have to make up all these numbers off the top of your head.
Yeah, he owns a horror.
Listen, I know the price of every fucking thing in Pathfinder because it actually gives you a price. Plate armor. 1,500 gold pieces.
Ooh, okay.
So, I will give you 1,000 gold pieces for it.
Okay. It's interesting. I mean, I owe people money, so I gotta consider that, you know. How much for this belt? I'll show them the belt of the dwarven kind. I probably don't want to get rid of the belt, but whew. Actually, wait. Same cost guide. Well, what if I wanted to be the insane cost?
I can give you 1,500 for the belt.
1,500. Oh, I think I'll hold on to it. I think it's worth a little more than that, according to the internet.
What does the internet say it's worth?
The internet says same price 6,000.
Well, it's
Roll
rare,
seems-
and the Dungeon Master's guy said rare is 500 to 5,000 gold pieces.
Maybe people just got belts of dwarven kind in their game and wanted it to be worth more money. That seems to be what I'm doing, so.
Yeah, I priced it at 3,000 and I'm offering you half of that.
Oh, hang on to, well, I might be able to get rid of the plate armor. I want to back up in case I decide not to take disadvantage on every ability check for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
Speaking of belts, do you have any like belts of giant strength or anything similar to that?
Those do run particularly expensive. Um. We do have one. And I will say that. We don't put it on display. Those type of items just beg for someone to try to break in and steal it. Since it's such a physically improving item. He tries to size you up to see if he can trust you. And 23 on his insight check, and he feels that you're not going to just try to knock over the establishment if he tells you. I do have a belt of frost giant strength. But as I said, it's a rather expensive piece of equipment. I couldn't let it go for less than 15,000.
15?
And that would be a 23 strength.
We're gonna have to make some money and come back here.
I know.
We're obviously not making enough at our jobs yet.
Or we
You
just
guys
have to
are all
save
so
up.
poorly equipped.
We just gotta save up.
Yeah, I mean, these are like, yeah.
It's also that you are splitting all of your money 6 ways. If you pooled your money together, you could buy something really nice for one of you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
That's kind of how we've
I
done
guess
it.
that's what we're gonna do, but then we started splitting it, so. That's fine too, it just means we'll have to save money, I guess, individually
Yeah, I don't,
here.
it's good to know that stuff's here though.
Yeah,
You didn't know that stuff's here, but you could also just have it and use it so that making more money is easier.
I get that. I mean,
Yeah,
I literally. don't have
all
this-
of you holding on to like 5,000 gold pieces instead of putting it together to help one of you.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, if there's something, I'm down to give it to somebody. I don't care. For me at this point, there's only a couple things I think that, well, there's a couple things that could help. Like that lightning thing, like we should get that. Somebody
Yeah.
should get that, like for sure. As it doesn't have to be me. My thing is, since I can't cast magic, if we're up against something magical, my blade doesn't deal magic damage. So that's only,
I like it too, cause I already deal out thunder damage, so it's just extra.
Right, but it's something you'd add to a weapon.
Oh, okay. I thought.
Yeah,
I remember
you add
if
it to
was
like a
that. I
blade
gotcha.
or something.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So that could, I mean, I think that's something, and that was only 5 total. It wasn't crazy.
It was 32,000.
You found the most
But,
expensive thing.
Oh, for true sight, yeah, that's
Yeah, I mean, that's like what dragons have and shit.
Well, the one I was thinking of was that what that one was?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was.
and yeah, the ring of fire resistance is also pretty good.
Um,
I'm not feeling, well, whatever you guys wanna do.
well, we don't have to buy anything right now. Like, let's see
Okay.
what happens during this week.
Okay,
like-
that's a good idea. Let's see what the king says. Maybe he
Yeah.
wants to send us on an adventure or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, I think the lightning thing is worth.
I like how you guys are like, oh, we need to find some like quests we can do and make some money. Meanwhile, Marshall's is like, I will give you money if you do this quest.
I
Fuck you, man.
Still thinking about it. I have a feeling that's where our destiny is predetermined. But
Well, Amy, aren't you rich? I mean, you haven't spent much money at all.
I have like 3,400 gold.
Oh,
Oh,
I
you
thought
have
you
more
had a
than
lot.
I do.
I thought you had a lot more than that.
No, I don't know where I spent it, but that's what I got.
She's
Oh, yeah,
I giving
spend it
it
on
on
me.
you.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. I gave it all
I'm
to you,
pretty
and then I
swole
didn't even
now.
take it back.
Well, I'm pretty swole. It's like not, if I wear the armor, then I'm destined not to do any sort of role play.
Well, I guess that's a conversation for the group. Doesn't have to be here, but yeah, what are we gonna do? Do we want to go try to kill my mom? Is that like what we?
Let's see what the king has to say, and then we'll decide. What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's fine. I think because that, if that's what we want, I guess we have to go back home because there's a party to attend.
We gotta meet my mom and my brother who are gonna wanna like attack us maybe.
Well,
Why would they
Like
attack?
dickhead brother.
like verbally attack. They're not gonna
I
like.
don't
You
know.
guys hate everyone.
That's
aggressive.
true.
I don't hate everyone.
You're going through some kind of
Saoirse
trial,
does.
right, Rip? I don't hate everyone. I just,
What?
a lot of people are assholes in this universe.
If you smell shit everywhere you go, check your boots.
Oh, damn.
Zing.
Yeah, Rip has to do like pass the test,
Some family shit. Yeah.
like the feats of
But I feel like
strength,
I know, like
the
oh,
airing of grievances.
the
So
gauntlet of Rip.
um,
Maybe we'll make a lot of money on our wine.
but
We have to. It's gotta be so good. Our wine.
You did do your like.
I did my
You did
naked
some
my
magic
naked
stuff,
playground.
so hopefully that works.
I think it's really gonna catapult us into that next level of earning potential.
well, we could kind of get it, really pump up the winery and then sell it all, and then we'll have buku bucks.
Well, and we did invest a bit of money in the winery, right?
Well, yeah,
Oh,
you
like
got
sell the winery out to like InBev or something?
yeah, and then we'd have. I mean, we pretty
Where
much
are we
live.
gonna live? I
We
mean,
live on the
Yeah,
fucking
I
road
don't think we
anyway.
should sell the winery. I think that,
I'm not
it
saying.
takes a little while for a business like that to start earning money.
I'm not
well,
saying
wasn't it
right now.
given to us under the guise that we would be like the defenders of the city or something?
I would like to believe that we're still living in some type of universe here that's not like completely overwrought by like just like unchecked capitalism or something. I don't know.
I'm just saying if we
No,
want,
I'm like
it's
want to
overrun
believe
with
that
feudalism.
big
yeah,
bit.
feudalism.
Oh, yeah. I
If
guess
we,
it's just under a different name.
just saying if we all want, all the fancy shit, and everyone wants true sight, we have assets, we have things. We have to determine what we're gonna go do and measure how much stronger we want to be to go do it. But I agree, we got to figure
Over
out.
there with 2,500 gold pieces worth of gear that he doesn't use.
I
I'm
use
gonna hold on to it.
I use it every time. Well, I wear my belt.
You do wear the belt?
Yeah, I wear the belt. But the armor, I could sell the armor, but I'm like, well, then I have the only armor I have. It makes me schizophrenic. So it's what do we want to go that route with it?
I don't think we need to make any decisions right this minute, yeah?
No. Takes you 3 hours to change your armor.
It takes a while.
Um,
Does take
Sure.
like an,
Yeah, it's like here. I'll look
it's like 10 minutes to take it off, but an hour.
Doffing is a lot faster, but yeah, it takes a while to put armor on.
um,
Right, so does anybody want to buy anything today, or do we want to say thanks for showing us? We're just gonna browse and go back
Yep.
for another massage at the hotel.
yeah,
Yes.
we'll be back.
Yeah,
Thank you for
yes,
showing us
thank
all your
you,
stuff.
Sparks and
uh,
Thaddeus.
Thaddeus.
I will
Thad.
add in a an item that meta you notice as you are leaving. And the plaque says adornment of instant armor.
Adornment of instant armor.
Yeah. It's an
What?
adornment you can put on your armor that
Oh.
allows it actually sends your armor to the ethereal plane and then back instantly onto your body.
Wow.
So basically it's a brooch that you wear and you tap it and your armor is on, and you tap it and your armor is off.
That's like some Iron Man shit. How much is this? 600. That's exactly the amount of money that I
What? 100 gold? Cool, we'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take that.
No, it's really cool. How much is it? It's a lot.
Wait, is that the amount of money? Yeah, 106. Yeah, this would not be 100. That's 611. 600 gold. Now I got some Iron Man armor. So if I need to do an ability check, and then, and that way I won't. Well, it'll still be kind of weird in conversation if I'm wearing full armor. I just, and then I'm, but
So as I was
Wait,
saying.
so how much is it?
600 gold, right?
Yep.
That's it? 600
Yeah.
gold? That seems
All
like
it
a
does is take your
steal.
armor off and put it on.
And normally that wouldn't be that great, but in this situation, that's fantastic.
Well, like
First,
armor can take like 10 minutes, right? To put on and off.
It
And
takes
with
an
it
hour.
on,
yeah.
or
But yeah,
longer.
10 minutes to
And
put on a
Yeah, 10
it's
minutes.
really
of
loud.
armor.
So
5
it would
minutes.
literally be an action, right? To be armed.
no, it's
Would
a
Yeah.
it?
good it's a good thing, and it's very fortuitous that Meta just happened to see it on his way out.
Yeah.
It does take an action to activate or deactivate.
Cool.
I
Because while
mean,
tapping it doesn't take a lot, it takes it takes an action for it to manifest or
Okay.
remove itself.
I'll go ahead and
that's
I'll send
pretty
you the
cool and reasonably priced.
I'll sell you the +1 plate now. You said 1500?
Yep.
Alright,
But
pay
no, the +1 plate mail was 1,000. 1,500 was
Okay.
for the dwarven the belt absorbent.
Okay. I'll give the 800 of that to Amy.
Oh,
Plate mail. Oh, I got this as well. I'll put the +1 half plate that I have on me. I forgot about that.
Okay, he can give you 500 gold for that.
I'll take it. And I'll go ahead and pay search off completely for 600 gold.
Thank you.
And still owe Amy an entire quest's worth of money. But then my equipment is pretty good.
Anybody else have like 4,000 gold pieces worth of equipment that they're not using?
I was just looking through my equipment. Like I do have a short sword +1. My +1 maul that I don't use. That's about it. That's
I'm gonna look so cool the first time that like we like hop into a battle and just and then wow. It's gonna be sweet.
yeah, I mean that stuff's not worth that much anyway. So no, I don't really.
You get 150 gold for the +1 short sword.
Seems worth it.
Yeah, I'll sell it. You can have it.
You said you had a +1 maul as well?
Yeah.
About the same for that.
Okay, you can have them both. Bye-bye, maul.
Yeah, you use them so much.
Yeah.
Let me think about all those times that you use the +1 maul and plus. I'm done. Okay. Sorry, you guys had such a disappointing time at the magic item shop.
I feel pretty good about my purchases.
I'm gonna come back and get some stuff.
I found a way to purchase stuff. You weren't even gonna go.
That about the thing you could afford. And that just like enchants the armor, like it's not like an attunement slot or anything.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just adds to the armor.
Sweet.
Yeah, yeah, of course that would exist in the world. I know it does, because it's a spell in Pathfinder.
It's pretty cool.
So with that, is there anything else you guys want to do before your audience with the king?
I guess we were waiting on the Airstone protection seal to swing by at some point during the week.
We already went there. I
Well, they
think
were going
oh right. We'd like to meet with Marsters. Maybe have lunch with him. Or something. I don't know.
Are we like friends with him now? Like, what is this?
Yeah, no, I'm just cracking up. He's like, yeah, you know, like maybe meet at a cafe or something with my ex, now my brother or something.
We're like we're uncomfortable allies, yeah. Like
It's
Well,
just
now-
like let's meet for lunch. That just cracked me up.
I'm proud of you, Amy. You've really like You really let go of your past your desire for vengeance.
She's in shock.
She's dealing with it in her own ways.
All it took was a menage a trois.
That's just the first one. Um, but yeah, we do need to talk to him and see what to
What if he's like
expect.
trapping us? What if he's gonna have us arrested when we get there? We ever
Well,
consider
I mean,
So just to get through some of this, the day after, Ezel comes to speak with Meta, and if you want to like give me, your rendition of what you're asking her about in like an email or something,
okay.
and you're basically asking her to see if the Duke of Belden would be interested in sending out, an expedition to track this guy down and bring him to justice, that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And if he has any additional information, because there's some things that like I'm wondering if it's him or like his dad that was the
Given, I mean, Marsters is like 50,
uh,
and he said he was a kid, or maybe it happened before he was a kid.
yeah.
So you're pretty sure that the guy was it's probably his son.
Okay.
That's probably not the same guy. And according to your backstory, he's like the seventh,
He's a fifth.
fifth, something like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how all those numbers fit together, but but yeah, so if you ask her if she can put out some feelers. That effort's gonna take some time. Like you can't just go hold audience with the Duke tomorrow and check it out.
Yeah.
But she can start a process, put in an inquiry, send him a letter, and see what comes up.
Okay.
The Duke of Belden is like 80, 90 years old. He's ancient.
Oh, so it might have like
So he
literally
probably,
been him.
yeah, it was him.
Whoa.
He was the one who's they were trying to overthrow. So that kind of works in your favor a little bit, that it might be a personal thing for him, not
Yeah.
just like, oh yeah, that shit happened to my dad, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But it's also a matter of like, with that many years under the bridge, what interest, like how much interest is he gonna have?
Sure.
So yeah, she gives you that little bit of, here's what to expect, or what to, don't get your hopes up, but there's a possibility here, it's not completely out of the question. Takes the information you have, and yeah, if you want to give me some bullet points in an email, and I'll
Sure.
use that to suss out exactly what the effort's gonna look like on her part. And then if you guys want, we can say that you send a message to Marsters, and he invites you to meet with him at his estate. If you want, he can provide lunch.
I want some food if
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going somewhere.
But yeah, he can do that.
Let's do it. We
Yeah.
should go check it out.
Yeah.
His estate is in New Belgium. He is one of those holdouts. Or at least, maybe his father is, or something. The the name of the estate is Peacefield, which probably doesn't sit super well with Amy.
Ironic.
But maybe makes more sense considering, you know, his father was like a paladin who was actually like a legit good guy that was out trying to kill actual demons. And his son kind of went awry. But it's a significant estate, you know, big lawn, massive gate, high wall, manor house. You arrive there, the guard for the estate are wearing Black Eagle uniforms. And when you approach, they seem to recognize Amy in particular. And you can tell that there's some friction, that this guy's not thrilled about, you know, the order he's been given to just let you in. But he is holding himself back and being polite to Amy and Meta through gritted teeth. You're told to just cross the courtyard, and someone should be waiting at the front door for you.
I'm having Buddy just hang out kind of in the trees a little bit. Just
Okay.
flying here and there, looking around, whatever, as we go into this place.
It's a strange courtyard. It seems like there's a significant effort to keep up a lawn. However, like you'd expect to see, you know, evergreens and like fruit trees and stuff, but instead there's palm trees because the location is somewhat tropic. And so yeah, the whole city has this weird mixture. This is obviously meant to be a Belden-esque estate, but yeah, they can't grow the same trees in this location as they can in Belden. So palm trees it is. There's a couple of fig trees. Those are nice. But you approach the manor house, and as you near the front door, it does appear that there was someone waiting just on the other side. The door opens up as you approach, and a woman in a sort of like muted maid's outfit, you know, not like a French maid, but obviously, you know, dressed with a long dress with an apron. She's probably in her early 40s. She gives a courteous bow and she says, "Welcome to the estate. My name is Belinda. I am the head of the household. Count Marsters is waiting for you in the game hall." And she leads you through the mansion, not too far from the front door. You come into a room, and there is a billiards table, there is a card table, and some sort of a dice table. And the walls are covered in like trophies, and most of them are, you know, big game animals, bears, lions, that type of thing. There are some that are heads of demons, and not tieflings, demons.
Yeah.
This is a real fucking trip that we're here right now, guys. This is just really bonkers.
There's a Cambion, there's a bearded devil, there's a bone devil, and something that looks like a frog head, but it's like slightly anthropomorphic and looks, you know, looks fiendish. You don't recognize all of these things, but there's some weird stuff. There's like a candelabra that's like a demon hand with the candles stuck on the end of the fingertips. A little macabre, but
Very much.
and Marsters is standing there in front of the fireplace, and first time you've ever seen him not wearing armor. And he's holding a glass of what you can only assume is whiskey or bourbon or something.
I was surprised it's not demon's blood.
Everyone give me an intelligence check.
I'm gonna slap my armor off real quick.
You were wearing your armor?
Oh, I don't know.
Because you
I guess I
can't,
wouldn't have.
like,
I wouldn't have.
in a spur of the moment, like, I asked you to do a check. You don't know you need to do a check.
Fair enough.
So you can't take off.
I wouldn't have been wearing my armor to this thing.
Oh,
7.
I'm glad we argued over it.
11.
12.
14.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Saoirse, you were 14?
Yes.
And this is intelligence?
Yep.
Oh,
No,
I got-
strong.
I got a 14.
Okay. And Rip, you got a 12?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not good.
Should have taken that circlet from fucking Dory.
I will say that the 14 is enough. Saoirse and Amy, you're walking in, you see Marsters standing there in front of a fireplace, in front of a fire, and you're like, it's like 80 degrees outside.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm.
He sees the two of you, you know, have looks of like confusion, and he says, I like the aesthetic, and he reaches his hand in and just like waves his hand through the illusion of fire.
Mm. Mm.
There's never any point of starting a fire in this wretched land. But what's a game room without a fireplace?
Fair enough.
But welcome to my less than humble abode. I appreciate that you've decided to come and speak with me.
Should we just get right to it?
Yeah, man.
What can we expect from our meeting with the king?
It will be what you make of it. I was offering it as a olive branch, as a demonstration of what I can offer you.
Is he curious to meet us? Does he know about us?
I didn't speak with him directly. His father and my father were quite close, but he and I are not on the same terms. But But I imagine he'll at least be curious about the crew that managed to bring that monster's head into port. So, as I said, it will be what you make of it. I present you with a opportunity.
So is he aware of this prophecy or who I am?
I believe he is aware of the prophecy, as he is aware of many hundreds or thousands of things that are, minor points in his purview. I did not tell him about you. I did not speak to anyone about what I think your role is in the prophecy. I am still coming to terms with it myself. I know you hated me your entire life, or at least, well, no, you hated me since you were a child. I've hated you my entire life. Your entire life. I was a child. This is very confusing. But
Yeah,
I am far more determined to see my father avenged than I am to see you come to harm. If my better angels win the battle, hopefully, I will not want to see you come to harm at all. But you killed many of my men. You wounded me grievously multiple times. So my change of heart is external only.
I only hurt you because you were hunting me, but let us not digress into the past because I'm right there with you.
Even princes have a way of turning good intentions to ill will.
Yeah. So, I think while we're here and talking about it, I think that particular quest, while I haven't discussed in full with my comrades, um, it seems almost inevitable, but it's not something we can do immediately. There's a couple things we have to tend to back home before being able to make any real movement on a journey like that, let alone prepare for it. I guess, is that particular quest something you think the king would be interested in hearing about, or should we not bring that up?
I don't know if the king would be interested in financing such an endeavor. I am not so arrogant that I am not aware that there are people in the court who think that I am rushing off on a fool's errand and that I have undertaken this crusade out of weakness of mind. But I know that Lamash Tuza influence is present in the Darkened West, and I have seen beasts that she creates. And I know in my heart that it is a darkness that must be answered. Now, even if the king is not willing to finance the endeavor, I am. And if you are willing to embark with me on a crusade into the darkened west to destroy the demon influence, I will front an initial investment of 20,000 gold pieces for the expedition. And depending on the success and the value of what we accomplish, I will reward you with more at the end. I am not so foolish to believe that we will go off into the forest and slay Lamashtu and emerge victorious. But we need more information. We need to better understand what she is doing and what exists out there. I do not think that this will be a single endeavor. But I have never had allies as powerful as the people that you have brought together, Amygdala. And I believe that I will have more success in your company than I have ever had with the mercenaries and soldiers that I've hired so far.
All right. Well, I can get with that. I think we as a group need to come together.
That's a lot of money. I could pay off all of my debt with that.
Just to talk through
Yeah, we
Yeah.
need to talk about it.
what it actually means, and hey, yeah, it's a thing. But well, I appreciate all that information. What this is the first time many of us, if not all of us, are holding court with the king. Can you provide us with any tips of what not to do? And I'm going to look right at Meta.
It says, always address the king as your majesty. He will have his two advisors with him. The augur Alira from the Church of Payana and Cardinal Jephram from the Church of Delic. They would both be referred to as Your Holiness or their titles, augur and cardinal. The princess is in Kyla, so you shouldn't need to know how to address her. If there is a duke in the court, address them as your grace. Anyone below duke is your lordship or my lord. I know this seems simple and silly, but you screw up the proper address in court and it's going to hurt you. And yes, the king listens very keenly to his advisors. So don't discount Jephram or Alira. Get them on your side, and that bodes well for you.
Okay, well that is good to know.
Alira would know the prophecy very well. It was not her predecessor, but her predecessor's predecessor that made the prophecy. So she would be well aware of it. If you wish to use that in your discussion with the king, do so
Yeah.
through.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I don't know how much conversation is to be had. I don't have a whole lot to say to the king, so I think well, yeah,
Is
we'll
there anything
see.
particular that you do want to accomplish with him?
We are throwing a party.
Well. We'd also like to acquire permission.
This is the first time you've completely
diamonds.
seen Count Marsters lose his composure and just give a what the fuck face.
Now,
Now you gotta invite him.
well, I would say, I would respond and say that we're hoping to be able to acquire and keep diamonds.
Hmm. That would actually be very beneficial if you were to embark on the crusade into the dark and west with me.
But would it also be appropriate for us to invite someone from the royal court to come to our winery celebration? Or would that be considered?
Possibly just as a representative of the king.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Even the princess, or I don't know, you might have a delegate. Anyway,
Yeah.
He says, well, the princess is in Kyla.
there we go.
So, are you in the good graces of Lord Gabbard?
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
If you invite him to this party, she will likely come as his guest. They are to be engaged.
Oh,
Wasn't that Dory's love?
I
Yep.
forgot. He better not show up for that.
Oh yeah, because he's
For
been
that
pining
session and
away.
mess everything up.
Oh dude.
He's been pining away, lonely and celibate.
So I don't know. Do we have anything else?
I don't think so. I have a good idea, I guess. Now, I think we're holding court. It'll be an introduction, I think, to who we are and
Yeah.
see what happens, what questions he has, or I don't know.
And then we just eat Marster's food and be like, bye.
He lays out a pretty nice spread of sandwiches.
Nice.
He also says just the king's primary concern is going to be what's best for the country. The Cardinal Jephram, priest of Delic, his greatest concern is going to be where is the profit, where is the benefit. And Augur Alira is the priestess of Payana. She will know if you're lying. The more truthful you are, the more she's going to appreciate it. So you can walk that tightrope with supporting the country, creating prosperity, and speaking the truth. That's the way to win. But the only thing that you have presented to me is your desire to acquire and hold diamonds.
Well,
Make
I
it
mean,
please. Keep those in mind.
I think that, you know, our reputation as ones offering selfless service to the betterment of our peers should be starting to precede us in certain ways. I mean, maybe not selfless all the way. We do like to get paid, but we have absolutely shown our merit in fighting for the best of all.
And make that case in front of the king.
Someone's gonna have to write a speech. The King's speech.
I don't mind talking to him about it. I'm the one that had, I mean, I think Meta and I both, but we're not gonna say anything. I'll talk about it.
What?
Y'all have been ruthless tonight. My
It's
goodness.
not allowed to speak directly to the king.
That's
Let's
not
just
fair
make
at all.
that rule.
I'm gotta be the
That-
most. I look the most
I
like.
mean, I have
I'm
a
looking for-
Vivify, that's the main reason. Are there other spells that we need diamonds for? There might be.
Yeah, I've got
I think one of the
Legal
restoration
Diamond
spells
for
needs diamond dust.
Stone Skin needs diamond dust.
And I mean, we kind of already saved someone's life with it.
But I don't know if we should bring that up because we weren't
Oh,
supposed to have that diamond.
But
That's
we
true.
weren't in the
Good
country
point.
when we used it.
Yeah, you saved
Oh,
a
that's
peasant.
true. We were in the
Yeah.
Feywild. Is that when we used it?
It was at the it was where Feldspar's from.
Oh, right.
I think we'll make a good argument.
All right, well, you can prepare and plan for that argument, in the intervening time. Seems like a good place to end for the evening.
Yes.
Okay.
Stop it here.